Okay, now here in RapidMiner, let's going to see how we apply the classification and the clustering to answer those questions that we mentioned before. So if you can see at the top, we defined the decision tree model for classification. In the middle one, we have the classification, then KNN, and at the bottom, we have the clustering. K means for segmentation or clustering, basically. So let's gonna start with the decision tree first. Okay, so here we have two parts. The first part at the top is the training model. So this is the data set that the model will use to learn. Okay, so at the top we can have the read Excel because our file is in Excel. We have a small subprocess. Inside is basically just some kind of filter, an attribute that is basically just ordering the data, that it has not importance. And also we set the role there. The attribute that we want as a label is the income because we want to answer that. Multiply just to be able to use different operators, and then the decision tree is applied there. But now let's go to focus in the cross-validation part. Okay, we have the decision tree model. We in the training area. In the testing area, we apply the model, and we also want to see how is the performance of this model. Okay, and also, as you can see, as I mentioned before, we have at the bottom, well, I don't remember if I mentioned, but we have the testing. The testing is basically some data that has no value in the income column. So we want to know, according with this model, what will be the prediction. Will it be more than 50,000 or less than 50,000? We also set a role, the income, and then we apply the model, and then we see what we will have as a result. So now let's go into run the process. Okay, we run before, so now we don't need to wait, and these are the results. So basically here we can see that the confidence of the model to predict is quite good, because we can see, for example, that the confidence to say that the income will be less than 50,000 is 0.81. Okay, so it's high confidence, and the confidence that is more than 50,000 is 0.19. So then that's why it's predicting, in this case, less than 50,000. So we will say that it's a good confidence because it's not like 50-50, so we don't really know what can be. So the model is showing these results. Okay, now let's gonna see the performance. Okay, in general, the accuracy of the model is 81.16%. That sounds good, okay? And also, let's gonna check the accuracy or the class precision basically per class. So the first class is less than 50,000 and is 80.35%, and more than 50,000 is 91.04. So both seems to be okay, so the model seems to work fine. It has enough data to learn. Okay, and finally, the testing. So we want to know what the values will be. As you can see in the column income, we have just the question marks because we didn't have any answer. But now this is the prediction after applying the model. Okay, something very important here is that first two rows is basically ourselves. So basically we fill this information with our information or personal information. So we want to know what will be for us, what will be the income if we will be living in the United States in 1994. So if that is the case, this model is saying, okay, your income will be less than $50,000. Okay, and that's how this model works. Now let's going to continue with the KNN and see what the KNN is telling us.